These are just some thoughts of mine on physical activity. Some relate to Aikido, perhaps some don't. I want to talk about gripping really, but I thought further on pushing. If you're pushing something, push from your centre, push by expanding rather than leaning. When you push, don't use your outside muscles, but use your inside muscles. Pushing with your inside muscles is much more powerful. Pushing by expanding is even better. Anyway, that's a by the by. About gripping. So some things, as I say, might relate to Aikido, some might not. If you're gripping a gi, instead of just gripping the place where you are gripping, in your mind, grip their centre. Don't grip where you're holding, but imagine you are gripping the centre of their body. And they will feel that. They will feel the difference. If you grip where you're holding, they can move. If you grip, imagining you've got hold of their centre, they'll find it much more difficult. Never trap the thumb. So if you're gripping material, don't use your thumb on the opposite side, but thumb on the same side as the fingers. That way you won't trap your thumb. Gripping with the little finger and the one next to it. So these two fingers, these are more relaxed. It allows a grip that it works on a different part of the nervous system than these three. These three here they lock the body. These two don't. So, which is why when you grip the Ken, you've probably been told, grip with the little finger first, the little finger, then the next finger, then the others. So you're keeping yourself more relaxed if you grip first with the little finger side, different part of the nervous system. Interestingly, we're often encouraged to grip tightly. Grip tightly. That way, any movement they make will affect you. If you grip lightly but firmly, they can't sense your gripping as much. Therefore, their first move is the one that gives you the opportunity to understand what they're doing. So their escape becomes an attack, and you're sensitive to it. So touch, you're sensitive to touch. So wrist grips, gripping full strength. If you fight it back with strength, then the strongest wins. And this is something that we're trying to avoid. If they have got a very strong grip, then you probably know, or you'll know this, is you attack the thumb. You're trying to attack the thumb. Always attack the thumb, and that works both ways. Another way is to allow the grip, but be moving when they grip. So if we're already moving when they grip, and you keep moving, they will find it extremely difficult to stop you. The moment you stop, it allows them to settle, and now they have the control again. Another one I liked was, for most of your life, you have been judging distances. You've judged distance, how much power you need to put in. So if we offer a wrist, the other person will judge how far away it is, how much power to put in. As they do so, just before they arrive, if you make some small movement, they have to readjust. Their readjustment costs them, and you gain the advantage. So, supposing you are gripped, we've got a good strong grip, and we try and turn our wrist and we might find it difficult. We try and pull our wrist and we can't. But if we make it a spiral and do the two things at the same time, the rotation and the pull, then they can't stop it. And it's not that we're clever, it's that human beings aren't clever. And they can't cope with two directions at the same time. That is quite interesting. So if you apply a movement that involves two different directions, it's difficult, extremely difficult for the other person to stop you. So if gripped, spiral wins. I always thought this one was quite interesting, is that when they grip, they often don't have your bones. Yeah, so there might be a grip, but they don't have your bones. So you have some movement. Look, you have this much movement. You can, it's difficult to do when you're doing it on your own, to yourself, right? But if I punch, I can actually punch using my bones. I punch using the bones, and you can see it puts a shockwave through their body. So this too will gain you an advantage as they try and understand what has happened to them. The timing to meet the force. So I won't tell you the wrong or the right, we'll just stick with the right one. As they grip, difficult to see this, as they grip, it's not before they've gripped or after they've gripped that you want to move, but as the thumb and the fingers begin to close, just at the point of closure, that is the time you will have the most impact on them. So, just as they begin to close, that is the time to apply your powerful forward movement. And again, it's a shock to their body, it destroys all their calculations, they've got to rethink, that takes some time. You don't need that time because you've already done what you want to do. Another one is play dead. Fight them and then suddenly release it. And for some weird reason, while they're trying to work out what's happened, they relax too. And in that relaxed moment, because this is all part of your plan, you once more have the advantage. I very much like the idea of accepting the gift. If you accept a gift like this, or accept a gift like this, you're a sad person then really. You accept a gift with a relaxed but powerful connection. It's a thank you. This leaves you connected, but it leaves you powerful. And if you accept their grip as though you're accepting a wonderful gift, you again will have an advantage over them. They won't be able to understand where your power's coming from. It's hidden from them. So that's another useful one. There's no slack in it, there's no tension in it, but it is connected. It's a whole body connection, and it's a mind connection. The mind is so important in Aikido. The mind is everything really. Touch gives everything away. You need to be sensitive. To make the most of this, you need to be the one that's sensitive. The mind will believe the body before it believes the eyes. So if you've made a punch and your eyes can see you've missed, but the body is happy that the punch where you wanted, you're content with it, and you are then vulnerable. It's the same with the other person. If you allow their punch, but allow it to come by, their eyes will see everything is wrong, but their body will think it's right. And again, this buys you that short bit of time, gives you the advantage. Well, I hope that's been of some interest. Some of it you can apply to Aikido, perhaps some of it you can't. But I'll reiterate the one thing about it's the mind that counts. What you do with your mind counts. Allow them to do what they like, but go where you want. Give them nothing, tell them nothing, and in telling them nothing, they cannot stop you. But your mind has to be in the right place. That is the challenge of Aikido. Thank you for listening.